Please welcome on stage Xanthe Fuller, Head of Community at Mixcloud, Simone Marie from Soho Radio, Natasha Maximova from Reform Radio, and Snoochie Shy from Radar.
Well, hi, I'm Xanthe from Mixcloud, and in case you don't know Mixcloud, it's an online streaming platform for radio and music. So over the past year, we've seen a huge rise in online radio stations being set up around the world, which is pretty exciting. And the great thing about online radio is obviously there's less rules. So there's a lot more chance for creativity, for breaking the rules, and also the chance to discover raw, unrestricted talent and new formats. Also, obviously, it's global, so these stations have global audiences, which in itself has a very exciting aspect to it. So we're now going to talk to Soho Radio, Radar Radio, and Reform Radio. Let's start off with Simone. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Simone, and I'm from Soho Radio, and I've been with them since the beginning, which is about 3 years now. And I present a show on there every Wednesday, 12 till 2. It's called Naked Lunch. And there is a kind of Burroughs theme running through it, so I try to reflect, you know, kind of underground music, new music, unsigned artists, and current artists as well. So, yeah.
But it's a station with a pretty big lineup. Can you run us through some of the names who currently host on Soho Radio?
Yeah, we've got people like Pete Perfides, Gary Crowley, Norman J, Goldie, who was here before, Sam Hall is also Goldie Rocks. So lots of people who are, you know, very well known in their industries, like Aldo Zilli and William Sitwell, in a kind of food chefy way. We've got, you know, actors, writers, all kinds of creatives that are doing their show, and they tailor their shows for their audience. So you can get very specific, and it's really tailor-based around the community of Soho, and the shows reflect that. And because, you know, it's online, it's not restricted to just an FM frequency, people from all over the world tune in, which I find really exciting. So I'll do a show at 12, and a guy I know who's a regular listener is in Memphis, Tennessee, just waking up, and he'll tweet in. And, you know, you can have an instant level of communication with people all over the world, which you can't necessarily do with FM.
Yeah.
So.
And amongst those big names that you have on the station, your show does cut through and stand out. So can you describe your show and what makes it stand out?
My show, I started my show with an idea to make it a kind of all back to mine. Not such a, you know, there's no playlists at Soho Radio. Everyone curates their own show and sort of, to a degree, produces their own show. There's obviously no advertising, so it allows you to fill 2 hours of music completely, which is great. So you don't break that concentration with the listener, and you can make it very personal. So I tend to include, you know, underground artists, unsigned artists, trying to break new music, because online is where you can have a specialist show in your area of your musical knowledge and passion, and really reflect that in the playlist. And then, you know, I'll play like the latest remix single by Left Field with Sleaford Mods in it, but then I'll play something from Exile on Main Street, and then I'll play an unsigned band. Then I'll play maybe a snippet of, you know, I don't know, beat poetry or something. It's like, it is kind of an all-encompassing thing, and I wanted it to reflect what my passions were, and also tap into what people were into and give them a chance to turn them on to new music. So if somebody goes, oh, I never heard of this band before, or I've never heard that Stooges B-side, I kind of like, that's it for me. That's the buzz for me to turn people onto new music and celebrate what's out there now as well.
So tell us about a standout moment that you've had on your show so far.
Standout moment, I've had quite a lot of guests on, and one guest I think who stands out is Harry Shearer, who is the voice of most of The Simpsons. And he started doing he did some like sweepers for me, stingers as the radio world calls it, in the voice of The Simpsons and stuff. And he was just a riot. He's a beautiful human, and he's very funny and a great entertainer. And he has a radio show, and we got it brought onto our roster as well. So now you can listen to his show on Soho Radio.
Nice. Well, let's hear a clip then of Harry on your show.
This is C. Montgomery Burns, and you're wasting your time listening to Naked Lunch. Get back to work!
This is Soho Radio. You're listening to Naked Lunch. Okay, well, welcome to Soho Radio. This is Naked Lunch, and I'm joined by the very brilliant and unique artist who is known as Tricky. Hello, Tricky. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're a very busy man, but it's lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Harry.
Hello.
Harry Shearer
Don't
is
shoot.
here with me. Don't shoot. I've got an LA Gun Club t-shirt on, and I just told him I used a Magnum 44 for the first time and got like 5 right in the heart, and he's like, it's a bit scared now.
Don't shoot.
It's all right, I haven't got it with me.
All right. Yeah.
Right, and moving on to Radar Radio. Tell us a bit about Radar. It's a very different station to Soho Radio, but also based in London.
Yeah, well, I am definitely the 7'6" girl with the crazy hairstyle, so I just want to fling that out. Hello. Great speech, by the way. I am from Radar Radio, so we are an online station. We're completely uncensored. We say whatever the hell we want to say, so... Our slogan also is tune in or fuck off. We swear, yeah. So tune in. We swear all the time. We've got 4 studios as well. So we've got the main one, which is upstairs, which is where the breakfast show will go, and other shows up until, I'm pretty sure it's like 6 p.m. And then downstairs we've got the shows that go on in the night time. But also it's for the youth as well, because it's like such a big community there as well. It's kind of like a youth club, so you see all your mates, you see all your MCs. But a lot of MCs' careers have been built up in Radar as well. So like AJ Tracy's, YGG, Capo Lee, they all started off at Radar doing sets. And you can also come and like be trained, so you can do like DJ lessons and just practice there, or like presenters. You can get trained up by like studio assistants and producers as well. So it's a really cool family environment.
Yeah, and the studios there are amazing. Like, they've got this setup where you can have a back-to-back with the studio next door, haven't they? Like, the DJs can turn the desks around and face each other and do a back-to-back.
Yeah, they've got pink lights as well, which is really cool as well. You can change the colours and sit kind of like this, but yeah. Cool.
And the atmosphere is genuinely young and exciting, really young. One of the youngest stations I know out there.
Yeah, I think it's good because they don't normally have like a place where they can go and just like meet up and actually like work on their career as well, but at the same time have fun. So it's cool.
So tell us about your show.
My show, I host the breakfast show on Radar Radio, so it's 10 till 12, Monday to Thursday, kind of a late breakfast show. Yeah, sorry, I can't wake up. I tried to do 8 till 10 before, and no, it just wasn't working. I was coming back drunk DJing, and it was just terrible. But yeah, so I do 10 till 12 now, it's great. I get loads of guests coming on the show, and kind of make them do a lot of weird stuff. We had someone called C-Biz come on the show before, and he is quite a character. He talks a lot in his music about his lifestyle, really, so like being on the streets and stuff, but he's got a song called Whipping a Kilo. So I thought it would be funny to get him to whip a kilo of Angel Delight in the studio. And yeah, I was a bit nervous at first. I thought, oh my God, it's C-Biz, don't think he's going to do it. But he had fun, he had a really good time. Had Rico Squeeze in, he's a UK rapper as well. Got him to put some wellies on, some black ones, I had some pink ones, and he squeezed loads of grapes in a box. We had a countdown timer, and Dave really enjoyed that. And yeah, just doing random stuff, really, stuff like that.
And what about the music ethos?
Music, literally, I think we cater to a lot of artists that are kind of underrepresented in the mainstream, I'd say. So on my show specifically, I play a lot of drill, I'll play a lot of grime, unsigned artists as well, definitely all the time.
Can you explain to people what drill is in case they don't know?
Okay, drill is kind of like, you hear a lot of 10 toes and stuff like that, but it's basically music that is UK rap and stuff, and it's on the streets. It's all about the culture and how they have grown up and what they're used to as well. So it's just real to them and raw to them, and it's like my favourite type of music, so yeah.
And what's the plan with the show going forward? What do you have
We just want to do crazy fucking shit, man. That's what we want to do. We want to do, the more crazier it is, the better, really. But we're trying to get Jay Hustle on at the moment. He's like semi-confirmed, but we want to take him fishing and do some weird shit there as well. Like, just want to take him to a pond somewhere. I've never gone fishing before. Apparently he likes fishing, so that should be cool. But just pushing more, really, and hopefully like helping more and more people with their career. Like, I have a breakfast playlist on my show, and I choose like 7 tunes that I'll play out every single day that week. But a lot of the people that are on that playlist are unsigned as well. So I just like to push forward music.
Great. Well, let's hear a clip from your show now.
Number 1, don't respond to pussy holes. How did that go? Is that right, yeah? Number 2, don't chase gal. Yeah?
I didn't chase no girl in 2016.
Yes, good man. Piss everyone off?
Yeah, definitely did.
Yeah. Annoy everyone.
Oh, definitely did.
Make hella dough.
Definitely did.
Stay away from tramps.
Definitely did.
Be more exclusive.
Definitely did.
Make thoughts pay for taking advantage.
They didn't even pay because they didn't even take it no more.
Look hotter than 2015.
Definitely did.
There we are. New way of answering phone. Who that?
Hey, yo, who that?
Knew everything.
Yeah, knew everything.
Count how much girl I touched.
One.
Yeah? Oh, okay, all right, cool. Never cheat, as usual, brackets, never.
Never what?
Never cheat, full stop,
Nah, I
as
don't
usual,
cheat. Nah, I don't
brackets,
cheat.
never. Yeah. Don't be
Never,
the
never.
same, change.
Change, man.
Get rid
Don't
of all excess baggage.
Extra baggages, yeah, man. I don't need none of it.
Yeah, that's good though, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good.
16 New Year's resolutions. We interviewed him the other day, so yeah.
Context. Right, thank you. And now on to Reform Radio, which broadcasts from Manchester. This is Natasha from Reform Radio. Tell us a bit first about the station. Reform.
Well, the Reform is obviously the best station out there. And it's really different because apart from providing people with absolutely eclectic music mix and super amazing shows, it also provides traineeships for young adults who are unemployed. And so people who have some mental health issues or are struggling with like anxiety and stuff like that, they can come there and feel like the sense of like belonging. And I don't know, it's like a big family, you know? And whatever you do, your hard work will be appreciated. And plus, it's run by volunteers most of the time, so there are 3 directors, and the rest of the people is DJs, artists, and volunteers. So the place is filled with people who are absolutely passionate and super in love with what they're doing, yeah.
And there's been some pretty exciting broadcasts coming out of there. I remember there being a day when you were broadcasting audio that was recorded in the jungle in Calais, and the whole day was taken over with interviews with refugees from the jungle. Just little things like that that Reform were always doing.
Yesterday we had a similar thing because yesterday was the World Refugee Day. So we had live bands. It was like, I think it was African band. And then a really good show, Right Tracks. Shout out to Right Tracks. They had a girl called Tito, and she was presenting a piece written by 2 journalists from Berlin who were kind of talking about refugees and the refugee camps and situation there. And then all the music in the show was produced by refugees, and it was incredible. So listen back, please.
Wow. So now tell us about your show, because it also is incredible in terms of it.
Yes, so my show is every 2 weeks, next Tuesday, 5/7, Reform Radio, lock in. It's called Intercontinental, and the idea is I am taking listeners on kind of virtual journey throughout the globe. I'm choosing a particular country, and then I am just looking for music and playing music by only artists from that particular country. So yeah, bringing world to Manchester, bringing Manchester to the world.
But the thing about the show is that you take each country and you go really underground on that country.
Yeah, real unexpected rhythms. So the biggest challenge for me, I'm trying to always find such genres as like footwork, trap, jungle, and really hard techno. So sometimes it's really hard, but when I find them particular tracks, I'm like, yay! But then you kind of mix it. I never play the same music throughout the show. You mix it with like Afrobeat, some drone music, very unexpected. So it's proper like a journey, so it's nice for your ears.
How do you do the research? How do you find all this?
I'm not gonna tell you. Well, just look everywhere, you know, Bandcamp, Discogs, and Beatport. Sometimes I just find myself lost on some, like, I did a Colombian show last Tuesday, and I find myself lost on some Spanish websites. I can't speak Spanish, and I was trying to read, like, and understand, you know, I'll find the name of the DJ, I'm like, okay, let's try and see what you're doing there. But yeah, so an internet, yeah, thanks God we have internet, because otherwise it would be really complicated.
And do you find you attract listeners from those places?
Absolutely, yeah. And I had guest mixes from Argentina, from Brazil. I had a guy who was doing live Ableton mix from Ecuador, live in the studio. So yeah, it's incredible, you know. And people from across the globe are giving me an incredible feedback, and they're saying like, oh my God, thanks, you know what I mean? You're playing our music, because I'm trying to find underground artists from there, so they're not really well known in their country, and then a gal from Manchester is playing their music there, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, let's hear a clip from your show now.
Yes, Manchester. Yes, yes, world. It's Dr. Mystery, and you're locked into Intercontinental on Reform Radio. Today, we're traveling to Ecuador, Argentina, Brazil, France, Ghana, Jamaica. Let's enjoy our intercontinental journey.
That just makes you want to listen to the show so badly. So thanks to all three standout stars of online radio. Watch out.